Hello and welcome. And as I see that everything is actually all wrong, we've already got the score. Welcome to the Nexus Rumble. It used to be that I started the Rumble with the highest production quality, and now here I am doing everything 2 minutes to go, 4 minutes late, and joined, of course, by the wonderful Samu. How are you doing tonight?
Hello everybody, welcome. I'm doing fine, I hope you are as well. As we are jumping into the first round of today of the Upper Rumble, we're gonna see Stockholm Syndrome going up against Blackheart's Booty Call. Blackheart's Booty Call, a team I'm very familiar with, as some people may know who have seen me cast him already a few times. Stockholm Syndrome, though, a team I think they're only playing the Nexus Rumble. I'm not so familiar with their name yet.
Yeah, so they have done. They're sort of on the edge of the upper rumble and the lower rumble, and we sort of tried them in both, and then they sort of said, oh, we want to be in the upper, and then like, no, we want to be in the lower, and I said, no, you're going in the upper, and so here they are in the upper rumble. Much to their, dismay.
But, alrighty, and for the first series, of course, we again have two split map pools. So the map pool of 10 is split into the first and in the second game of the night, so each team has one ban. For the first one, we have Battlefield of Eternity, Dragonshire, Inferno Shrines, Sky Temple, and Towers of Doom. In terms of bans, we do see Sky Temple banned out by Stockholm Syndrome, BOE banned out by Blackheart's Booty Call, and Dragonshire being picked up as we are already jumping into the draft of game number 1.
Yeah, Dragonshire, Samu. So you were saying already that Blackheart's Booty Call do not play this map often. In fact,
yes, they did only play it one time last season, in the entirety of last season, which was a pretty good season for them. And that one game they lost, and afterwards they decided to not play it a lot, or even ban it very often. So it's very surprising to see this map win. But let's see, maybe they changed their view onto that this season and might go for a win. You never know.
We'll have to see. Well, we will have to see. As you know, Dragonshire is a bit more of one of those sort of, I would say, it's a bit more hectic. There's a lot going on, and your team has to have good independence. You know, a lot of maps can be just driven by one or two shot callers, like really driving the map. But when it comes to Dragonshire, it can sometimes be a lot going on at the map at once, and your team has to make the right decisions sort of almost independently. So we'll see how this goes here for Blackheart's Booty Call against Stockholm Syndrome. Already the Sylvanas banned out against Stockholm Syndrome.
That's looking at the map, it's a very fun thing, because my team is actually called Tipsy Top Laners, because we have 4 off laners and 1 healer. And Dragonshire just heals us because everyone knows what he's doing on the map, so very independent for our team, and that's gonna see how it turns out for those teams. Yes, as you mentioned, Sylvana's been a very, very annoying hero, because, she just goes to a sideline, presses her trade, half your tower is gone. She goes to the next lane, one-shots a wave, goes to the next lane, hey, your trade is back up, because it's only a 40-second cooldown. Johanna is the man from Stockholm Syndrome, still a very, very strong tank. I don't believe in her so much again, but yesterday in CCL, she saw again a very, very high priority from a lot of teams. And then we also now do see the Rega ban coming up with Blackheart's Booty Call, which is quite interesting, as I am a big fan of Rega on this map, because he can do the Bruiser Camp early on with a little bit of help, as well as the bottom Bruiser Camp, so he can do a lot of camp shenanigans here. The only thing he lacks is the CC for ganking, and therefore he's not the highest priority pick for the map.
Yeah, so we have here Anduin being banned out by the side of Stockholm Syndrome, which sort of prevents a lot of those things where you think you've got a pick, but suddenly it gets pulled away. And we have Hige going up with the Junkrat. I really like that, especially when going against this Anduin ban already.
Yeah, the Junkrat is a very, very good pick for that map itself, because you usually just put Junkrat onto the bottom lane as a bot lane anchor, because he's a good wave clear. It's very hard to push into him, because if he hits one mine onto you, you're just suddenly on the other side of the wall, and then you can just die to the fort. So it's very strong pick for the bot lane, while we do see Brightwing and Lunara being picked up by Stockholm Syndrome.
So I'm trying to run the predictions right now, but Twitch is telling me that one of these names is not compliant with the content guidelines. And I'm not sure which one it is, so we will have to see.
In the meantime, we do have a Murd and a Mafurin pickup coming out by the side of Blackheart's Booty Call, so a very heavy CC comp coming out with Murd and Stormbolt into Mafurin route. Very strong combo there, especially for ganks. It is very good. But on the other side, we do see the Brightwing already picked up, as mentioned earlier, and she is just able to pour it in and save the target if someone is getting engaged. If it doesn't die within 2 seconds.
We shall have to see. And there's the Dehaka. Yeah, your favourite Samu being banned out already.
It hurts. It hurts, not gonna lie. Yeah, so Weenie Guy for the side of Blackheart's Booty Call does play a little bit of Dehaka, so I'm not too surprised about the ban, as the global pressure is a very big one on this map. A Rexa ban. As well, a very strong pick for the map. I personally am. We started playing Rexa bot lane against Junkrat, so Junkrat starts suffering into that. So it's a very good ban, as well as he's very annoying so for a top lane. Just wave clears from 5 miles away, can just send in Misha and let her die, sometimes even for things. So very strong pick. Next two picks now by Stockholm Syndrome. Coming in with the tank and the second DPS. So hiding their offlaner for the last pick, so they still want to react towards the opponent's offlaner with that.
I worked out, Sam. It was the word booty is not allowed on Twitch predictions. I remember now that you're not allowed booty emotes and stuff like that, really, and all that. And then, yeah, got away with the booty.
I wasn't surprised.
But we have it in the title, so who knows. But yes, yeah, great to see the stream again. Thank you, Marky Mark. It's great to be back again. We've got War Zeus up against actual Zeus here in the last picks. Tychus being there as against the ETC. I really like that. You know, the grenade can be a very powerful tool at interrupting mosh pit as well as just shelling down the ETC. But what was this last pick here for Zeus in the off lane, Samu?
There's a Ural on the other side, so it can be kind of whatever, because Ural is anyways very hard to deal with. So maybe just look for something more to go into the format to help out your team, or something with a lot of CC to annoy the to set up ganks with false up. It's gonna be Sonya. So good wave clear, good camp clear on her own. That's kind of what they lack so far on their team. Pretty good pick. And with the leap for later on team fight, she could just dive them off and try to one-shot him with, I don't know, a posted laser for a follow-up or something. I don't know. But there's a lot of options with the Sonya opening up for them, as well as the Rabbit Berserker can be a very strong tool in the soul lane to really force a second hero to defend against you.
Yeah, well, let's see as we go into this game number 1 here of the Nexus Rumble, as I fumble around to try and find all the bits and pieces and click all the wrong buttons. Yes, I'm now paying attention to the draft, Sammy. Right, Lunara, Falstad. I like the Falstad here on this map. Very good for ganking top, but I also really like the Junkrat here. Goes pretty well with the Malfurion. You can try and bop people over, get those roots going. I like what Blackheart's Booty Call have got, but this double global, as you said, you know, Falstad Brightwing could really cause trouble for Ural in the top lane. Do you think they've got what it takes to use this double global comp here against Blackheart's Booty Call?
They definitely have what it takes, but Ural is a really hard to gank hero. It's a little bit mad as well as they like a little bit of CC, so Polymorph and Sonya is the main thing they have. But anyways, let's jump into game number 1.
Yeah, let's see how it goes as we have on the blue team here Stockholm Syndrome with Darkalon on Falstad, Jake on Lunara, Lux on Brightwing, Game Over Bro on ETC, and Zeus on Sonya.
Oh, meanwhile, to the right and the red, we have Blackheart's Booty Call. We've got Huda playing the Junkrat. We've got the Weenie Guy on Ural, Warzus on his Tychus. He's got the wrong coin, by the way. Samasta playing the Malfurion, and Halcon playing the Muradin.
Yeah, so as they go in here straight away, we do have the Hammerang build coming out here for Falstad. That'll help with getting a bit more burst in their composition here today.
Especially getting closer to level 7, the spell armor reduction together with the Lunara burst from the Q can be pretty crucial.
Yeah, but as this sort of bush has been scouted out, we do see that the red team have split already. They sent Junkrat out, knowing that it might be tough here in this fight, but already Warzus in a little bit of trouble, having the last remnants of a Q from Samasta, meaning they are able to be healed up.
It's a Tychus. He's a bit harder to kill for compared to most other DPS, so yeah. He's doing fine there, but with that split early on from the side of Blackheart's Booty, we already see that So comes in, but they're a little bit behind in rotation. Like, they're now not mid lane. You know, the mid wave is already crashing, but they're already setting up for the siege camp early on.
Yeah, so Stockholm Syndrome have really quite weak damage early on in the game. You know, Lunara scales pretty well, and Falstad obviously has gone for this level 1 quest that will scale up. So we're looking sort of into a late game scenario with them. Whereas on the other side, Tychus very good early game, sort of shelling down that damage. And Junkrat, although pretty poor in the early game, does have the ability to displace people. That is how they're going to be looking to get kills. So it's really going to be a long, drawn-out match here on Dragonshire.
Early bruiser can take from this side of Blackheart's booty call to immediately pressure the top lane, making it not a fun time for Sonya as they do a very big rotation to her. She doesn't know.
Yeah, unfortunately tries to go
Now
back
she
into
knows,
base, but a really
now
good
it's
route
late.
here. Sonya goes down.
We do see a lot of pressure onto the top lane, most likely. Like, just clear a wave and get the top wall.
But look at this call
do
here
see-
from Stockholm Syndrome in the bottom here. Going for the siege camp, acknowledging that there's a lot going on the top. Trying to make the best out of a bad situation, putting the pressure on this bot lane instead, while the top lane is being pressured by the Reds.
And we also saw Lunara going up top, having Nature's Culling on level 4 helps a lot with clearing out, helping to clear out, and now Sonya is also back, so the wall is gone, but that's all that they lose on the top side, so it's still pretty decently salvaged there, but now the rotation towards the mid lane is down onto the ETC. The root does miss, but Tychus is able to connect a lot of damage, but the Brightwing teleport comes in, saves ETC last second.
Yeah, saves him, but there is a nice mine, and ETC does go down. Another kill here for the red team, doing very, very well. Flying Classic saying, don't disappoint me, BBC. Bet all my points on you. Well, they're doing well so far. Points look to be safe, Flying Classics, but the blue team do sneak away the Dragon Knight.
Indeed, as we did see a heavy rotation towards the bot camp from Blackheart's booty call. Ignoring the middle. This is like the beauty of the map. You have to control 3 points at once to get the objective. And if your opponent, they're not looking for 1 second, you might just lose the objective immediately.
Yeah, and then that is sort of the thing, you know, what I was talking about earlier. Having to have things all over the map. Keep control of these 3 different points. You only need to have control of one of them to prevent the objective. And ideally, if you have 2, then you're ahead in rotations. But we see here the Dragon Knight coming into the top, trying to neutralize a bit of that damage that was already done by the Bruiser camp on the other side here by the Reds. But the Reds, they are looking for that gank all the time. And they'll be looking to try and get this Falstad here. Falstad will have the barrel. Will they be able to get away, Samu?
Yes, he does. He is on level 4. The updraft, so increasing his range and the amount of shields he gets from the from barreling away. So very easy, very safe pick from him. Now we do see Sonya in the rotation, just scouting out, seeing the Muradin there.
Yeah, a little bit of peel tried from ETC, but he's going to put himself in danger as the roots come down by Samatsta. So Weenie Guy is trying to put a little bit of peel here, but Game Over Bro is able to slide away.
Yeah. Do see level 7s are in now for both teams, so we do see the choking fall and the boomerang, so very nice synergy there from Lunara going for more spell damage on her Q, and Boston even enhancing it more by reducing the armor on the spell.
Oh, but a beautiful stun and root here from the team in red as they get another kill onto Lunara after shelling away so much at ETC with the bigger they are from Warzeus. Now, the bigger they are, it helps a lot with getting them down to that low HP, but can they finish them off when they are sort of below that bigger they are threshold, do you think, Sammy?
It is really rough. I think that's why, like, that's the reason you need to grenade build with it, because grenade, especially on 16, you get those 5% bonus damage. Then you get enough damage as Tychus to really help finish those kills off, but with this, I think so far, they're really struggling, especially on the ATT to kill him, to finish him off when he's low health.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's what we saw. And when then a late Brightwing Port comes in, like when he's already low, and then there's no minigun left, it's getting even harder for them to secure the kill on ETC. Even though ETC is a really usually easier to one-shot tank, but now with the Junkrat, they also have a lot of control for them, so it's really hard for ETC to step up.
yeah, especially as we are now at level 10. So there is that Riptire from Junkrat, which is going to be that extra additional bit of damage that they absolutely need to finish off these kills, as well as, of course, Commandeer Odin. They're going to have to be careful, though, because Game Over Bro could go for Mosh Pit. And if you're in Odin, when that Mosh Pit comes down, you just feel powerless. Nothing to do. Now, the red team, they do have the control points. Halcyon will be going for this midpoint, but down at the bottom, the blue team, surely, yeah, they're able to channel it away.
Oh, jump onto the Pulsar, he refuses to E away, but there's the leap for counter engage and the stage dive as well, and goodbye McBurn as he gets blown into pieces. Now Versus on the Titus is on the run, but he cannot run fast enough as he gets taken down as well. Double kill for Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, really good job here from them. Really making sure to use that global, use that leap as well. It's all just coming out super well for them to be able to get these rotations, as well as that nice pick off on Malfio and really isolating the weak target that they need to find. Now, as we see here, the rotations will be an advantage for the blue team. Trying to soak it up, really trying to get ahead in that XP like you do on Dragonshire. Trying to make sure you get that mid-wave pushed in. They've been getting it consistently, and that is the power of this sort of global rotation that they can do, as well, of course, of having the Dragon Knight earlier on in the game.
So when you go on the top lane, trying to defend it a little bit, uses the Iron Defender very early there. I don't think you would have needed to do that. Oh, Gust used though as Tychus comes in and gets a lot of damage onto that boss, and the Riding Teleport was also used for that.
Yeah, red team have to be careful here, as the blue team have got the Dragon Knight channeling. Nice slide here from Game Over Ray, trying to interrupt Halcon's escape, but he is able to hold off on that dwarf toss until after the mic check from the ETC. Now with no mosh pit, they really don't have to worry too much about standing around ETC, but here he comes. He's going for that stage dive, finds onto the Junkrat, able to push him about a bit, get a bit of thing, and out comes the global as well. Higgy is in so much trouble, has to use the Riptide, maybe try to get something back here, but he is distracting 4 people. Can the red team get the Dragon Knight? And they do. They manage it, Samu.
We again do see the trade-off from the team, losing 1 hero for getting the Dragon Knight, which is a very interesting choice. Wait a second, CTC is getting caught in rotation, takes a lot of damage, but will be able to get away. Odin has been used, so they should push with Odin and Dragon Knight.
Yeah, they should do, and push they will as they go into this middle lane, Samu.
Just run down the mid lane. You will get like half of the fort, if not even more. Now that you already committed the Odin for it, you should just hit it. Generally, yes, getting bot lane and some for top lane level damage is pretty nice, but if you commit that many cooldowns, you should just force it on one hand.
Yeah, but we've seen
mid lane
that.
down to half. On your top lane, that's the slow, the sun, the root, but the Brightwing support is coming in time, and now Brightwing is also leaping, and TP is there.
With that, another stun, it's hard.
Good.
War Zeus able to get cleansed out of the slow. Will he be able to get away? But Lunara with that last leaping strike able to finish him off, Samu. And now Halcon's in a little bit of danger as Samastha is being focused by Darkalon. No, everyone gets back safely. The red team just soaking up, trying to push in this mid lane to make up for that kill that was claimed on Tychus.
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome really using. Oh, the Ural is getting caught. Has to use the Ardent Defender this time.
I'm surprised Sawini guy wasn't calling out for Junkrat to use that mine then. Might have helped out a little bit there. Perhaps wasn't aware that it was there to help peel. But they are able to get away with that Ardent Defender. It's a long cooldown Ardent Defender, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 minutes. Sometimes as Ural, it's worth to die just to make sure you have Ardent Defend up necessary fights.
Yeah, big brain plays here coming out from Samu. That's what I say whenever I die on Ural. I was just holding my cooldown. It's more valuable next time.
I mean, let's say Inferno Shrines and you die 1 minute before the objective spawns, so you actually are back in time when you don't use Ardent Defender, or use Ardent Defender and then you just don't have it for the fight and you an easy one shot. So it's very long cooldown where you have to think about it. It's the same with Mosh Pit. Like Mosh Pit also, you sometimes just use it for one target and it's good, and sometimes you just want to hold it for bigger team fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Those cooldown management is a very, very good skill to have here. But level 16 is picked up already by the blue team. However, Halcon is having none of it, trying to harass Game Over, bro. Finds the Wisp, destroys it, and now the red team are collapsing. Falstad's still on the top. They need to find this level 16 though, otherwise they will find themselves against a double channel and potential Dragon Knight for the blue team, as level 16 is still there for the blues.
Indeed, 16 is there. The Gust was used on top.
Yeah, trying
to a bit, but it won't be enough. Nope.
Falstad obviously with this sort of standard mage build where they get the Tailwind activation, trying to put out those Qs, but it will mean that trying to take down Modin might be a little tougher than expected, especially now he has this avatar.
The 16's now in though for the side of Blackheart's Booty. It's the time where they're looking and they're looking for Boston and they get the bird.
Really good grenade here by Tychus, preventing Falstad from getting over that. And Halcon with the dwarf toss here, maybe trying to get Jake, but no, not this time. So with a quick kill on Falstad, this is a global that they don't have anymore.
And with those kills, they actually pressure the mid fort, which I like a lot. Because when you get one kill, you're rarely able to get them enough map control so you can take the objective. So you rather just try to go for immediate structure damage, and hitting a weight in this mid fort again just makes it so low that when a mid fort is gone, it's really hard to contest for the side of Stockholm Syndrome, because they don't really have a point to retreat anymore.
Yeah, and they're doing well here to confirm it. I'd almost like to see them rotate bot and use the Odin, but this is really good. Game over, bro. Not able to find it. The root's unfortunately not quite connecting, but now in the back, Higa is falling low and lower as Lunara does taking them down. The leap comes onto the two here. Warzeus and Smaster in trouble, but no more damage are able to follow up. Now it's Halcon and Weenie Guy who are in danger. Out comes the Avatar. Really good interrupt here from Game Over, bro, but unfortunately, Dwarf Toss is available, but Odin now popped in a counter engage, but with Junkrat dead, the blue team might be looking to try and get themselves the Dragonite, as they already have control of one of the points, and of course, they have the double global action.
I did really cast a Christian. They've got no point retreat and they overstep, and their opponent saw that and went for them.
Yeah, but now, a good route here from Samatha means that they are able to get away here for now. However, Lunara, as the game scales on, that damage is just going to be so much going on to not just the siege camp, but also they can try and use it onto structures. And this, you just see it. It gets obliterated here by the two DPSs, as they have scaled so much into this game. 65 stacks on the Falstad already.
Junkrat is back. He's clearing the bot wave. Top lane, the wave is currently in favor for Blackheart's Booty Call, so at some point they would have to respond on the side of Stockholm Syndrome. They're getting a nice polymorph though onto Halcon as the Murin is dropping low and the Lunar auto attack flying after the jump is enough to secure the kill.
Yeah, just without additional healing, without just something, they do go down as an auto attack did follow them. And as we see here, Stockholm Syndrome putting on a good show here. Oh, the leap has to be used, so does the gust. And one kill for those two heroics? Well, this late in the game, it's perhaps not worth it, but it's still a good consolation prize here for the red team.
Losing to force, getting really hard. ETC is on the top lane now, but Urel, heads up play, is looking for the bottom, getting the bottom temple, denying the dragon to Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, so when you go using that sort of extra life they have here. Oh, has to be careful here as the stage dive comes out from Game Over, bro. They do leap across, but now the blue team have control of both shrines, and without the globals on the red side, it is really hard for them to try and take something. So they're going to try and take a little bit of a fight here in the bot, 5 versus 4, but Falstad could just fly and get the Dragonite if they're not careful. No, they're going...
It's kind of 5v3 because Sony is just going for the bottom camp right now.
They're still not finding something. Ardent Protector used to try and get the kill here on ETC, but they might be able to get the further away. Oh, really good double stun from Halcon. Now Blink comes out from the Brightwing. They're trying to find something. There's still a full HP forward here. Brightwing's able to stay up. Warzeus is being focused by Sonya. This is such a deep dive by the red team, and it looks like it's not going to pay off, Samu.
No, it was way too deep, and Mouth is the first to perform. Ural is going down as well. And that's a nice double kill, and with that, they have a lot of control on the map. For side of Stockholm Syndrome, they will be able to pick up the bottom. Shrine, Lunar is already moving towards mid lane to pick up the Dragon Knight, and then they can look for the bottom keep as the wall is already going down to the Giants and the Bruiser camp.
Yeah, Halcon there trying to get a little bit of aggro against the Falstad, but Falstad's still getting a lot of these stacks, and soon they'll just be able to blow up Junkrat in almost one rotation of their abilities. Dragonite now coming down to the bot lane. With Lunara in it though, it's perhaps a DPS that is missing when sieging these buildings, even with the level 20.
Yes and no, it's always a very hard choice, like especially if Skye is the biggest one. Oh wait a second, Falcon is overstepping, getting polymorph. Has to use the avatar as he's getting quite bullied. as the keep is now taking a lot of damage, and the keep will go down. Yeah, and with that the dragon is very low. They will retreat with the dragon. They might still be able to look for a fight now with level 20s up, especially as Lunara is now outside of it. Irel got knocked away, but they rather decide to retreat, and they probably will take away the siege camp of their opponents.
I'm sorry, having a few FPS problems there. I've just closed Microsoft Edge, and hopefully that has resolved that. So as we see.
Oh, Halcon getting engaged again, but a nice jump into
a hail from Samaster keeps them alive. So close, and the poison's still ticking down, almost taking them out as well. Such a close clutch here for the red team, and now they'll have the chance to maybe get that level 20 talent, even though they have to give away almost everything else on the map.
Level 20 is big though. I think Mouth should go for the ult upgrade, which will leave them with a lot of healing, and then it's really hard to die for the Mouth. Oh. The Odin upgrade, big red button, really strong. Just best talent at the tier by far. Seraphim for Irel. Who even thought that having a 2-second self cleanse on a 10-second cooldown on a hero like Irel is fun? Like, he's already nearly unkillable, and then you just give another tool to make him less unkillable. Like,
yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. So now they're looking for this ETC. ETC doesn't have the stage dive available. They could try and lock them down, but there's still Gust, of course, available with the Wind Tunnel.
Leap onto the back though, and Hugo is taking a lot of damage, but tonight mine to keep him alive. The leaping strikes coming out, also taking a lot of damage. Not able to pop the 75 spell armor in time. There's the Wind Tunnel coming out, but the first one to fall is Sonya. Now make it 2 as Foster goes down to 1 for the Cycles falls 3 for 1 as the right wing goes down, and now they're just running. But game over, bro. It's game over for you. Nope, not yet, as Mafurin actually goes down. Okay, maybe it's game over. 5 for 2 trade. Blackheart's booty call, bringing them back into this game. The question is, how much will they be able to do with that?
Yeah, how much will they be able to do with it? You're absolutely right. After a good Gust, though, it looked really good. But the thing is, Malfurion was still with them. And Malfurion had Tranquility up. They still had 20 armor, essentially. They're going to get this Dragonite now because of sort of that beautiful sort of grouping up, making sure everyone's healed up. Very good job here from Samaster. And now we will see what is going to happen with this. Are they going to just run it down mid, or are they going to try and open up bot? It seems like they're playing for the long game here, Samu.
I don't think you can end mid, so just going bottom, taking the forward and probably the keep wall is the safer play. Getting the mid keep is nice, but you usually don't end from mid because the pathway is so narrow that you have a really hard time stepping up there if there's some opponents alive. So just opening up the bottom is the safe play. So look. I just saw we see stage dive on level 20, and I don't think it was used in the last fight. Like, this was the way the Stockholm syndrome made most of the engages, just stage diving in, having the power slide, and then have to leave as a follow-up, just locking down the opponents long enough so they can really close the gap on those targets, because that's very long range ability. Foster and Lunara don't have that much range.
Yes, yeah, it is a tough one. Well, we've got a small break here as there is a little DC on the side of Stockholm Syndrome here. It's all turned around right now here for the red team. They are in the control seat. They need to try and find their way sort of comfortably into this game, as the blue team are the ones who could potentially do a quick end if needs be. It looks like we're going to go right back into the game though here, Samu. Let's see.
Indeed, there's the stage dive. Looking deep, but there's not a lot of follow-up, so ETC has to be very careful. Getting knocked back in. He's trying to run away.
24 seconds still left on this Dragonite, just breathing down on the structures as much as they can, trying to use that health bar in time with the time ticking down. You can see that the breath does still do a fair bit of damage on these structures, and they can try and push forward, but with that leap available from Sonya, it can feel so threatening to have to go into these small choke points like the bottom of this map.
Indeed. Now the dragon went down. The keep took a little bit of damage, but it won't be close to falling soon. And Sonya is looking. Sonya is looking for a leap. There it goes.
Yeah, and without now without the mine, because they used it to try and peel, the Junkrat goes down. Even using their ability, Sonya is falling lower and lower, but Lux was able to get that teleport onto them. They stay alive. Malfurin goes down. The healer, so important. Tychus is dead. Now comes Sonya. A good DPS pick here by the red team, but it looks like it's going to be a 4-for-1. Maybe even getting that final pick here on Halka, despite how healthy he is. He is struggling. He's trying to delay, but with a Lunara and a Falstad, the blue team will surely end this game, Samu.
Indeed, Halcon is trying to delay a bit more, especially as the second win is kicking in, but no. Norris there to secure the kill. 30 seconds on Junkrat, this should be GG is Stockholm Syndrome, they're marching for the core.
The red team's core is in peril.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we see here that the core is going to fall here. Stockholm Syndrome doing really well there to just catch that leap. We talked about it, how much, they had to be careful in that bottom section, and it was the leap that was their demise. GG, well played. Game number 1 goes over to Stockholm Syndrome.
GG indeed. Yeah, Mafuren getting killed in this last fight was really, really crucial for Stockholm Syndrome, because if he doesn't die, his ultimate just heals everyone up back up, and no one dies on the side of Blackheart fully called besides the Junkrat.
Yes.
Because most of the burst was already gone, so you don't get through. Especially you don't get through a health buff Tychus, you're a little more than before Malfuel stood up with the low 20 ultimate. It's actually insane how much that heals.
It is, and you can get so much cooldown reduction as well by using sort of some Moonfire constantly. They did pick up as well Nature's Balance, so it just really helps with making sure you hit lots of people with it on that Moonfire. Really good stuff here from there.
As we do, looking at it damage-wise, we do have Tychus being in the lead with 66,000, and we have Lunara and Falstad following up on that from the Stockholm Syndrome, and then Junkrat, Murder, and Durella already coming in. So Sony ATC not having that high damage numbers, but they just had the engage tools for the team to close the gap. Well, Murder and Durella, they were really annoying for the opponents, but did not have the same pressure on to just going in with a stage dive with a leap and get the insta CC and kill the opponents.
Yeah, so now we see these guys. So I just try and adjust Samu so that we see him a bit more. I zoomed in a bit too much on you, Samu, I'll be honest. And
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's my fault.
I'm just so small. You've got to zoom in to see me.
Exactly.
And for map number 2, we have Blackheart's Booty Call deciding to go with the first pick. So Stockholm Syndrome, they have the map choice between Infernal Shrines and Towers of Doom, and it's not gonna be anything else than the launch classic Infernal Shrines.
I did a quick double take, Samu, there when you said Blackheart's. I thought it's gonna be Blackheart's Bay, and I was like, no, of course it's Blackheart's Booty Call is just the word of the day. Well, not the word of the day, but
Yeah, when do we get Blackheart's Bay in Rumble, by the way, transparent?
Maybe next season. Maybe next season when we might shake up the Rumble a little bit more. Who knows? Right, I'm gonna have to assign the prediction points. Hopefully the stream won't lag significantly while doing this, but there we go. Choose outcome. It is going to be Stockholm Syndrome, so we'll refund the points because no one bet for Stockholm Syndrome.
No one believed into them.
Yeah,
Sad, but they did it.
Well, it was one person believed in them, but they didn't bet any points.
Infernal Shrines, let's see map number 2. Good Hogger map, let's see if someone plays it.
Yeah, it is a good Hogger map, and it's nice to see a good bit of Hogger as well.
But yeah, there's a lot of good offlaners for this map. Like Blaze is still just insane in general. Sonya is having a fun time here, just spinning on the shrine. Leoric, of course, just swiping the minions with his mob. And you could even argue for Kerrigan being insane on this map. Other heroes are just really good. Hanzo, of course, with the Cubals, getting a nice steals in. Deckard, he has some really close corners you can just shut down with a triangle and the cube, and maybe even a tornado to follow it up. So a lot of good tools. the meantime, thank you, Transparent, for subbing 22 months already.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know. I just was there in the chat. I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. We also have text to speech apparently. I didn't realize we had text to speech enabled, so I could have done something more than woot woot.
I was not allowed to hear the woot woot match.
Right, they have one AFK at the moment. We have something going on pretty soon here.
Alrighty. Okay, but yeah.
So, right, as we wait here for these teams, with this, do you think there's going to be any changes here for Blackheart's Booty Call in what they do on this map?
I don't think there will be too much change. I mean, Tychus is still a very good pick on this map.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be surprised to see him be ignored. Also, Falstad, very good hero, and Versus did play it quite a bit, so this is also an option for them always. And for the offlane, it's most likely going to be a Lyric, I would say, or maybe a Blaze, or if not even the Dehaka if he gets through. Tank-wise, it's hard to say, but I guess rather Johanna, but she will get banned. I don't really know. I guess Murden is just a safe pick for him, but I don't know too much, as they just recently swapped the roles, as he was the offlaner before, and Hilga was the tank.
Yeah,
But now they swapped it around. The Serini guy, the new guy, is the offlaner. I can't say too much. I don't know too many of the hero pools. But yeah, for some Maston, the heal is probably going to be. They will probably looking at Stukov. And if they don't get Stukov, it's probably just be the mouth again, or maybe even a Brightwing.
Yeah, I think the Falstad could be something to ban here for Blackheart's Booty Call. You know, it is that sort of global thing. The Brightwing did save a lot of things, and maybe they'll look for a bit more focus in what they draft here in the sort of that DPS. I mean, Junkrat is still a fantastic pick here, but you have to sort of be patient with it and really try and find that. But we do see a Brightwing ban. Samu, you're just the god of the god of drafts.
No, don't ban the Falstad. Pick the Falstad for Blackheart's Booty Call. Please do that again, guy.
But well, there's a Junkrat ban. So it's interesting sometimes when you have this one match and then the second one, you've suddenly got those personalized bans here. No longer sort of that meta stuff. It's all in the ban. I'm expecting maybe an offlane ban coming out here, potentially from Blackheart's Booty Call.
Would be potentially, yeah. No, they stick to the Johanna, which is quite interesting because in the last game, she was banned by the side of Stockholm Syndrome. But this means they have another pick they prioritize over the Johanna as the first pick, so they don't want to give Johanna over to Stockholm Syndrome. We do see the Endwin ban again.
Blaze coming out here as the ban. As the pick even. Pick. So what? Yeah, a Blaze,
yeah,
pretty good on this map these days. Picked quite often by a lot of people.
On this map, just pick it. It doesn't matter. You can pick Blaze whenever you want. It's totally fine. No one will ever flame you when you pick Blaze. Just go the attack speed and the damage against minions mercenary. You just do camps on your own. You just clear waves on your own. You just do everything on your own, which is not team fighting. And even team fighting, you hit 13, you do a massive amount of damage. Blaze is a very balanced hero right now. So on the other side, talking about team fights, we've got an Arrow Epoch combo potentially coming up. Or a Dragon Strike Lightning Breath, which would be a bit of a meme, but
yeah,
let's hope for Arrow Epoch.
Here's the thing, they've picked Diablo when we've already had evidence of Blackheart's Booty Call picking Tychus. So I would expect to see it picked up now, and there we see Warzeus already blocking it in, as well with their Garrosh. So these are two really good Diablo controlling heroes. I'd really like to see this Sammy coming out from Blackheart's Booty Call, and you know, big fan of the draft already in their favor.
Yeah, especially the Endwin is gone, which is like the main tool to save a Diablo. The other tool to save a Diablo would be a Medivh, but I'm not sure if Stockholm Syndrome plays that, so it's gonna be really rough. Brightwing is also gone, which is a very good hero for those to save from blow-ups, because she just pours in, and you know, suddenly Diablo got 20% of his health back, which is quite a lot for a full soul Diablo. But there we do see the mouth band coming out, really targeting the comfy for Blackheart's Booty Call.
Yeah, I mean, do you think another healer ban could happen here from Blackheart's Booty Call? Really sort of minimizing that pool? There's still Rhaegar, there's still Stukov available? It's going to be Medivh.
It's gonna be really bad. But yeah, it's like the one target which can save the Diablo. Like, even if they go Reg or something for the side of Stockholm Syndrome now, they could still count it by just going Anna with the anti-healing grenade, or have a deck card with the Emerald. And then you could even pick up a Kelphos to have another CC tool in your bag.
Flying Classics here saying ban the Anduin. The Anduin was already banned miles ago here, and that's why, you know, the Garrosh was a really good pickup here. Leoric looking to put some percentage damage on Garrosh, as well as Deckard Cain coming out here from Lux.
Yeah, Deckard's not someone who can ever save someone when he gets thrown in. So what Stockholm Syndrome is trying to do is to try to go for an aggressive comp and just force it into opponents. Like, when they throw in the Diablo, you just engage onto them. He just presses APOC, you press Sleep, you press Arrow, you press Entomb, you just try to kill them in the time they try to kill your Diablo. Next two picks from Blackheart's booty call gonna be the healer.
Vala and Oriole.
Oh!
Interesting. So, to me, this is sort of a little bit of a tale of two comps here for Blackheart's booty call. They've gone with what would arguably be sort of a sort of pick-off composition of Garrosh and Tychus, but then also a sustained composition here of Vala and Oriole. Blaze sort of can fit in both compositions, so we don't really worry about him. So I'm a bit worried they're not going to have any sort of good takedowns until later on in the game. But it might be fine, and there's the Falstad coming out here from Jake.
The weird part about it is you need to go W build on Vala.
Yeah.
Kind of. To be the energy source for Oriole. Because if you go auto attack build or a Q build, yes, you do fit the combo with Diablo to just one-shot the Diablo. But you just lack the energy resources for Oriole to really sustain in the long fights. But if you kill the Diablo quickly, you don't need the long fights. So they just probably pick Oriole to have a stun. Question mark?
Question mark indeed, Samu. Well, with the Falstad on the other side of the team, we do have Hanzo and Falstad as the DPS. Someone that, you know, potentially they do have percentage damage later on in the game. They could try and take down that Garrosh, really focus it down. Oriole might have trouble healing them up if they don't have energy. Samu, which way are you going to put your metaphorical points if there was a prediction going on?
It is a really close one, because in the end it comes down towards execution for both teams, I would say. And I believe that Stockholm Syndrome, they have the easy to execute comp, but I believe into my booties.
Well, as we head over to in-game here, let's see what these guys can do. As here on the blue side, it is Stockholm Syndrome, and we have Jake here on the Falstad, Game Over Bro on Diablo, Darkalon on that Hanzo, Zeus on the Leoric, and Lux, once again on healer, on the Deckard Cain.
And to the right side in the reds, we do have Blackheart's booty call. We've got Samasa on the Oriole, Halcon on the Garrosh, the Weenie guy playing the Blaze, Hygge on the Val, and Warzus on Tychus.
So with this, as we head into the towns, we do have that W build coming out from Vala, as well as the Searing Light on Oriole. It'll be the watching out of what they have here in the talents. Q build coming out from Hanzo, so just a little bit of poke, and it also helps a lot with the Shrine clear, as the explosion, guess what, that happens on the minions too.
Oh, they engage onto Diablo, he's dropping low, and it's the first kill of the game.
Yeah, and this is
Early game Diablo dying.
similar a little bit to what we saw in the early game of map number 1, of course. You know, Stockholm Syndrome were behind in kills. We could see them sort of slightly gain a little bit ahead as they use perhaps Falstad as a global advantage, but we see them. Oh, Jake is in trouble already, but do they have the barrel available? They do. It's not early enough though, and they're gonna get taken down here as they try to get away, but no, Falstad is taken down. Really good aggression coming out here from Blackheart's booty bay.
Very nice Q from Garrosh, interrupting the barrel of Falstad. In the meantime, with Lyric going mid, catching that wave, and Blaze is just a little bit behind, but Vala will be there mid to catch that soak? Question mark? Yes, she will be.
Yeah, she's there. She picks it up. Blaze now to take the next wave. Vala will rotate down. Doesn't start the camp yet. Has to rejoin team, as you know, we need to be as a 4-man. This is when the red team are most effective, when they are 4 together. They have the damage to get the pickoffs. They have the damage to kill Diablo this early on in the game. It is very, very good stuff here for the blues, for the reds. Hanzo though, finding the snipe on Halcon. Very nicely done from them.
And Indeed, we've got the Blaze just slowing down a little bit the rotation of Leo, or the other way around, depending on how you see it. And now we have the members of Blackheart's booty call in the mid lane, clearing out that camp.
They're looking
We're
for a
hitting
quick
the
kill on
Leo.
Zeus here. And they get
It's
it.
a Lyric. He's gonna be back soon, but it's quite some XP, and if he's not here to soak the top wave, someone else has to go.
Yeah, it's not nothing, and it really does slow down the whole rotation that the blue team have to do. Falstad, on the other hand, has been pushing in this bot lane, so they're trying to get a little bit of siege damage every so often, just here and there. That's exactly what they did in game number 1. They forfeited kills for it. Exactly what's happened here, but will the kill advantage be too much to handle in this more objective-based map?
Let's see, as the top Rosa camp is a really nice timing for Blackheart's booty call.
Yeah,
On the other side, it's a little bit late for the side of Stockholm Syndrome. Blackheart's booty call will be in position to take the shrine when it spawns, while the Stockholm Syndrome, they're still staking it. And they will be on their way towards the objective in a few seconds.
yeah, so Stockholm Syndrome, I don't think are going to get much of a chance here on this. They could try and rotate down as we've seen Blaze top. They're looking for a little bit of a stun here, but Darkman is able to get away as they slowly jump over that small wall there. We're seeing them position around, and with Leoric top, the red team can feel very confident in trying to take this objective here.
Indeed, they already have a pretty nice lead as well. 27-1 by now. It's not a lot Stockholm Syndrome can do about it, but with Leo top, Blaze has to go there. Because this wall, Leo can just hit it. He decides to go mid to not lose any XP there, but it's also fine. But this top wall is probably gonna fall.
Yeah, I'd almost like to see Zeus slow down Sir Weenigo, but he doesn't manage to do it. Now, we see here in the bot lane, this is where the defense comes in. Now, Hanzo and Falstad together, not the best defense, and that's a great throw here. Game over, bro, really being displaced here. Unable to charge back because of the whip of Samasta. Super stuff, and that's going to enable them to really dive in against this port. They could even take the whole thing. Still 50% left. A good jump here onto Jake. Jake now barrel rolls away. It looks like the red team are just going to be focusing down this fort, and I think they do get it here, Samu.
Yeah, they still got a very healthy mid wave. Leoric is now looking from behind. Diablo just respawned.
Yeah, they have to be careful. They're a little bit split right now.
Okay. Attack has used his minigun to zone away the Leo. But they're not going for the bottom, which might be... No, it's not greedy. Leoric is going top. If they saw that, then it's fine. But the opponents are not looking. Garrosh not having the best push to zone away the Diablo.
Yeah, but it
Tyker's
doesn't
just
matter.
wheeling away.
Doesn't matter. Tyker's just able to do so much stuff, and they have the bigger they are. A good stun here onto the Falstad as well. Takes them down. 6 kills to nothing. Right now, Blackheart's booty call are just turning up, Samu.
Indeed, they get this bottom camp, and now with those 2 kills, they're stealing away the siege camp from the opponents. Keep in mind, you cannot long hit fountains, so even if you give vision onto the fountain, the minions will not attack it, sadly. One of the small nice things enjoyed to do. Yeah, this camp in the mid lane now really starts threatening the wall, which opens up a nice moment for next objective. Next objective is top, so it's going to be an arcane one, which is favoring a little bit for Stockholm Syndrome, but
How do you know it's an arcane one?
oh, sorry, it's an arcane one.
No, wait. I thought you said it is an arcane one.
Yeah, it's an arcane one.
How do you know it's an arcane one?
You can hover over it with the mouse. It says inactive arcane shrine.
Oh. Well, I can't hover over it soon. Oh, yeah. It says that on the minimap. Does it say that in game as well? Or just observer?
Yes, it does.
Oh my guys, you learn something here every day. Wow, that's gonna make my Storm League performance 10 times better. So I'll win maybe 1 game now. Who knows? Well, thank you, Sammy, for that top tip here in the Nexus Rumble. Don't say you don't learn anything, but Halcon a little bit far out. The Master had to do a bit of peel. Now we do see the Decimate instead of the Warlord's Challenge. I think you might have already said this.
I didn't. I'm currently thinking through what the Decimate gives you compared to the Warlord's Challenge.
Yeah, so the Warlord's Challenge is usually used for sort of something where you want quick fights, but as we discussed, Oriole, very good with long fights, so the Decimate may try and do something. Gust and Lightning Breath both popped at the same time. Oh, mama, just as the shrine comes up, this is not good here for the Blues. They are in desperation times, as Bunker is used in bot, as well as that in Tomb. So Winigo able to live through it, no problemo here.
This was the other thing I just was about to mention. It is weird to see Lightning Breath arrow for me in my head, because it feels like if you go Lightning Breath, you rather want to have the Dragon Strike, so you kind of create this zone of death where your opponents don't want to move in because they get slowed by the Lightning Breath, and there's the Dragon Strike just going around as well. With this, I guess you try to keep them inside the Lightning Breath, which
yeah,
also
and
help.
the blue team are doing a great job of sort of distracting the Reds right now, trying to play for their cooldowns. And ultimately, the Odin being popped now is quite surprising. You know, this shrine has not been started yet. It's going to push them off. The red team are going to get level 13, but I think the blues might still have confidence if they can find a fight in the next, well, in 23 seconds time.
Having 30 seconds for the arrow, which is a very, very important cooldown for this side of Stockholm Syndrome.
Now,
also, we do see 13s in, so it's very unlikely for Stockholm to step up here, as Leo is just splitting away, enjoying the soul lane alive, getting min wave after min wave.
This is what we've seen from game number 1. You know, as soon as they're not winning something, the blue team have a macro. They are pushing somewhere else. They are trying to find a thing, and you know that benefited them in the long game. But this one, they're just a bit further behind than they were. So I really like it. But on the other side of things, Tigers now has that Neo Steel coating, which is going to be so good against Falstad and Hanzo, who are a majoritively spell-based composition with the builds they've taken.
Especially the difference between this and the last game is... Oh, wait a second, we've got a Lightning Breath, the Gust comes out, but Diablo is still looking very rough, and he is going down.
Yeah, and that is a good, solid kill here for the Reds. Once again, they're going to be claiming this top 4. Really good stuff for them. Even without the Tigers there, they were able to shred through the damage. Of course, that's only going to get worse, as level 16 will probably bring Manticore, really allowing them to shred through Diablo and Leoric. I want to see the damage just coming out in this Diablo, unable to do anything because of Garrosh, and unable to live because of Tychus and Vala. We see here a bit of a siege here.
Was about the Bunker mid. The good fight for the Stockholm Syndrome. The sleep is in.
I didn't want to say this was an overzealous overpositioning of trying to get this mid forward, but it does look like it, as they're trying to get something. But a good peel from Higger means that they are able to maybe get away. Jake comes in, maybe trying to find the Gust.
Oh, but he's dying in the meantime.
Gust comes out. Falstad goes down though. Samasta able to live for a little bit longer. Higger trying to do the damage. They'll have a heal in 1 second. One. Heal. Now. They heal, but not themselves. They're looking to heal on everyone else. Diablo goes down. Really good fight here for the side of the red team.
The Falstad flew in, was looking for a guess, and Tiger was like, you know, I'm just gonna hit you. I'm waiting until you press your button. I'm just hitting you. Okay, you don't press your button. You're dead now.
Yeah, absolutely here. And now is the chance for them to take this. Don't use Bunker again. You don't need Bunker this time. You need to save Bunker for those in tombs. Please, Sir Weenigo. Yeah, Mbot saying that could have been insane by Stockholm Syndrome. It could have been. They just need another one of those opportunities. And maybe with a little less level lead from the red team, they might have been completely decimated. But for now, it is Garrosh who is doing the decimating, Sammy.
Although one thing like we have to differ from this to last game is last game wasn't Dragonshire. It's a map which is very split. Oh, this ball start, it's getting overshot. Like when
now, yeah,
like last game wasn't Dragonshire. Dragonshire is a map where you have to split more. It's Stockholm Syndrome used it. They had 3 globals, they used it. They used those for the quick rotations. They used it for getting the split push going. Well, now we do have Infernal Shrines. It's a very objective-based map. Like whoever gets the objectives usually wins the game, especially if you get every single objective. You rarely win without getting any objectives, because it's just so hard to take on the boards. In the meantime, though, we've got the Nava throw onto the Lyric. He goes down.
Yeah, but it's a
Oh.
good ult from... It's a great ult from Decacane, but unfortunately, it just sort of stops the bleeding there, and they're not able to find anything from it.
Also, the shrine is spawning. We've got Deckard on 50. We've got Hanzo on 50 seconds. Leok is back as soon. He will be back in time, but we do not have cooldowns for their engaged cooldowns are not there. Besides in 2 minutes.
So while we got this brief moment, I did want to point out that we have auto attack build from Tychus, bringing out the sizzling attacks, and of course the Manticore here for Vala. They are really going all out with this percentage. Samu, trying to make the worst possible place for the Diablo to exist.
They've farmed Diablo so far, so why should they stop at this point? And I like the decision. Oh, Huga gets engaged on, but there's another lightning breath, and Diablo is dying in the meantime.
But he's able to get away. Good choice here by Game Over Bro using that, but Zeus is not able to get away. They also suffer from this percentage damage. But here we go. Game Over Bro has to use their abilities to try and get there. Jake is putting the focus onto the back, trying to find Warzeus, trying to find Samasta. Has the barrel all away. Good patience here from the blue team. Oh, and it's a great Dragon's Arrow, but unable to get that finishing. A nice heal comes out from Samasta, but now comes the stay a while and listen. They are carrying this fight right now. The blue team are living. Can they find any kills? No, they're not able to, Samu. That 2-level difference is just too much.
And Leo, he's back in 5 seconds.
Oh my god, it's so close, Samu. It's so close. Either way on either side could have gone anywhere. Game Over Bro playing this team fight on a knife edge. Zeus looking for something, has the Entomb, maybe can find something here, but the DPS are not ready to follow up. They just have to zone away. The red team, take your time, reset yourselves. You've got 9 skulls you have to get.
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome not ready to give away this one yet. Oh, Garrosh hits a minion with the throw. Set off the Diablo.
Oh, Stockholm Syndrome, they're looking in a better position. He doesn't have the overthrow just yet. A good stun here, but the Entomb is beautiful. Blaze able to get that, but everybody is zoned out by the Entomb. The Frozen Punisher goes over to the blue team. Can red team find some kills? They get the Hanzo. They might get the Falstad as they are far out. But look, Warzeus is in trouble as well. Jake, flying away. I'm focusing on Jake instead of the team fight. And I think they get away. The Punisher.
It's porting.
Oh my god. Frozen Punisher goes over to the blue team. But I don't think they're going to get anything with it, Sammy.
Well, they don't get to push in mid lane, but they have space to be pushed top and bottom to catch up in experience. To ultimately lead them closer to 20, in which will... They will probably be able to hit 20 for the next Punisher now.
Yeah, and you know, this is important. Even that 1 kill here for the blue team is going to give them XP. They have narrowed it down to now 1.5 plus levels difference rather than just 2. You know, it's a potential hit for the blue team. They've still got potential. And as Flying Classics has just said, blue 20 is big. They've got the wind tunnel. They've got the respect, the elderly, all the unlimited pots. Diablo gets Hellgate if they want it as well. Hanzo as well can deal just incredible damage. Get another stun out there.
On the other side, we have the Odin, we have bunker upgrade. We've got the damage reduction on Decimate, which is actually the only reason you should ever pick Decimate is the level 20 upgrade.
Yeah, but a good slow here from Sobrini guy. Halcon unable to find anything, obviously not having, you know, the chops to maybe press their unstoppable as they go through there. It's hard to know when to use your unstoppable. But red team on the clock, says Flying Classics. They've still got a powerful composition, as you say. You know, that level 20 Decimate is definitely not to be discounted, and Vala has gone for that Farflight Quiver, meaning they are able to get that safe damage, maybe that last hit that they need to on Diablo as well.
Are they popping the Odin and push? They don't even do it without the Odin. Arrow has been used.
Oh, here comes the gust, potentially connects onto Garrosh and Samasta. Samasta will be able to be thrown away, but doesn't get it. Instead, we have Odin. The big red button is being pushed, and the Decimate level 20 is going to be so much as Falstad goes down. The damage is just intolerable here from the side of the red team. They get slept, but can they find themselves? Can they push down this top keep? As, of course, the next objective is an Arcane Punisher. In
now
the
they're
top lane.
pushing in the top keep with the Odin. The Punisher will be up soon? Question mark? It should get announced in a few seconds too. Boston will be back in time. So will be most of the ultimates for the side of Stockholm Syndrome. They also will be able to pick up level 20, which is huge for them.
It is certainly very, very big. With this, you know, the level 20 coming in for blue team. Can they wrestle themselves onto this shrine? You know, with a well still available for the red team. Someone just pinged the defense here at the top as well, saying we need to defend this shrine. We need to defend this to have some sort of advantage on this objective. We used our level 20. We've got 20 seconds until Commodore Odin.
Is this Silence and Tomb? Yeah, okay, still the Silence and Tomb. Because
Hellgate.
he went for the Tuck Talent on 13 and 16 the Leo. So would have honestly seen him pick up the Suck Talent, but against Bunker, it's not good because you just hop in and hop out again. Oh, throw onto Hanzo, who gets to jump over the wall.
Yeah, I would have almost liked to have seen Weenie guy commit there, but they're not. They're getting stunned around. The gust comes out. The wind tunnel is huge. Tiggy is trying to put the damage onto Falstad instead. The bunker meaning the Blaze can still live. Darkalon and Jake are so low right now, and Falstad gets taken out. Stay on this and gets interrupted. The sleep does land on a couple of them, but now the silence in the backline. They've only got 1 DPS. The flames out. Can they reduce it? No, the shields from Oriel means that everyone stays alive. Now it's just 2 people alive. Lux is falling slower and slower, and of course this Valor will be able to take them down. Red team should just be marching to the core. This is a nice 1-1 here today, Samu, with the red team being able to finish off the game in style.
Indeed, the Odin just running out as they approach the core. Diablo is the only one alive. 20 seconds until Leo, 30 for the Falstad, and then a bit more for Hanzo and Deckard, so not much Stockholm Syndrome can do.
Yeah, as they look on this, you know, Game Over Bro is thinking, is there anything available? I think this is just the end. A nice draw here to even out the series. Oriel, a little bit low, but able to heal themselves up. Zeus trying their best, but GG, well played. Game number 2 goes over to Blackheart's Booty Call. Well, a fantastic series there, Sammy. Really going down to the wire a little bit. Blackheart's Booty Ball showing some signs of life at the end, but ultimately getting a little bit split up, and the Valor just doing so much damage to be able to do it. I mean, it had to be said, you know, it could have gone either way, and of course we have ended in a draw, so both teams will be getting 1 point onto the leaderboard, as we are in week 5 currently, Samu, out of 7 weeks of Rumble playtime.
Indeed, so... And what comes at the end, Mr. Transparent?
What comes at the end? We've got some finals to happen. So we'll have some semi-finals. We'll have 2 semi-final weeks and then 1 grand final week here in the Nexus Rumble. So will be exciting to see what happens.
Indeed.
Right.
In the meantime, we have the second match of the night over here.
It's already ready.
Which will be FK for Coco against Sion and Lily.
Yeah, so FK for Coco are sitting right at the top of the league at the moment, Sammy.
Ooh.
And it is... We've been throwing team after team at them, and they have just been batting them off, getting win or a draw or just enough to stay up at the top. And it's honestly quite impressive. So we'll have to see if Ceylon Van Lely have got the chops to be able to take them down this time.
Indeed. For the second game, we do have a different map pool, of course, coming in. So we're gonna see the maps out of the 10 map pool, map pool, which we didn't see in the first series. So we have Altrak Pass, Cursed Hollow, Garden of Terror, Tomb of Spider Queen, Voskaya Foundry up for grabs here. And as the bot decides, we do have Sion Lily, the team in red, ban the map first, and they decide to ban Cursed Hollow. Then we do have a ban from the side of FK for Coco, which is gonna be Voskaya Foundry, and then the final map choice from Sion Van Lily will be Tomb of Spider Queen, leaving FK for Coco with the map pick, with the first pick.
Yep, so with Volskaya out and with Cursed Hollow out, we do have sort of Garden of Terror, of course, left over, and Ultrike Pass there as well. But with Tomb here as map number 1, it will really start to set the stage here for this matchup. I'm happy to see